Righty-roos, I wanted to share with you a little bit about the production process that goes into creating the ultimate diary planner. Now this is just like the beginning process, which is part of the printing. So obviously step one is the artwork side. So we're in the computer, in the office, working on the computer, doing the artwork, deciding what the layouts are going to look like and all of that sort of stuff. So then after that we get a sample copy done, which is using whichever coil that we wanted, just to kind of get it so we can see what it looks like, testing out to see how the covers are, what it all looks like when it's printed up. We also, because this is the first year, we actually had to print these 10% smaller because of the way that we did it on the digital press. So this is ever so slightly smaller than the real one. So there's all of those different elements, but it means that we can check things and we'll find little bugs like this is now not happening. These blank pages, we've filled it with, we're kind of duplicating the spreads. Stuff like this, which you see, because we're index tabbing, we noticed that this was a bit close, so we brought that in 5mm. So little things like that you pick up when you're doing the sample run, which means you can then go and fix things and make it all look tip-top, tippity-top. Also, this year we've got this new feature, which is the riveted elastic in the back of the planners covers, which means that we can obviously wrap that round and keep the cover in place. This is not the elastic we used, but that was one of the processes that was actually quite interesting, is that we had different elastics and it was about finding the right one for the planner, because actually it worked out that the pink elastic was perfect. The teal elastic that I bought ended up not being the quality that we wanted, so that is gone back and we've ordered some new elastic, which is the same elastic that you find on the Minerva notebook, which I'll go grab one for you to show you very quickly. So as you can see here, this was the elastic that we ordered in a 5mm. This is elastic in a 6mm, which is the pink one. You can see that the difference there is not, this one's nowhere near as nice. So basically what we've done is we've ditched that, kept the pink one, and we've added in this elastic, which we used on the Minerva notebook. So that is what we're going to be getting. So these are all the things that you find out during the sample process kind of time. So this is the sample book that we had. That then gets edited and amended and everything else happens. And then what happens is the books go off to the printer and become this. So this is a folded sheet. So you can see here we've got packs of folded bits of print, and this is the planner essentially. So what happens is it gets printed on a big sheet, double-sided. Ta-da! So you get this massive great sheet, and then that then gets folded up and folded up and folded up until you end up with your finished pages, which all fit just correctly. So that all happens at the printers. They put them up on a sheet, so it's like 16 pages on a sheet. Print it double-sided, make sure it all matches up by using things like these little marks here, which they double check against each other. And then from this process, that then all gets put together and that gets trimmed down into pages like this. So you get a block of pages, which then are the planner. So that's there, and then from that stage we then end up with this, which is a perfect bound book. So this has got just a blank cover on it. It's just completely plain. There's nothing on it because the covers, which are these lovely bright colourful covers. Let me grab another cover to show you. Drum roll. These lovely bright covers. These are all printed up separately. So they get printed up and then they get cut down and then they get sent off to print separately, sent off to the bookbinders. So this is the main bit of the planner. And the next stage, I will do a little video once we get that back, but essentially you'll see here that we've got extra space here. That's all through all the pages, and that is because this is now going to go off to the index tabbing company. So it looks really cool. It's all looking lovely. This is going to go off to the index tabbing company, because if you see now, these are just solid pages, these ones, but you can see that each one has like the months on, so you can see where the tabbing is going to go there. So when it comes back, it will look something like this. So you can see there, these are stepped index. So it means that when you flick through, each of the different sections have got tabs, which means you can find where you are each month. So that is the next step, is to go and have the tabbing done, which is at the index tabbing company, and that is with these books. So we're sending 5,500 of those off to the index tabbing company, and what they will do is they will put it into a special machine and it will tab, it will cut in and tab all of these individual pages. From there, the next step is these tabbed pages, these tabbed books, as a solid book like that, will go off to the binders. They are then going to chop off this edge. All of this lovely binding is all going to go. So this will be chopped and that will be gone. That will then go through the binding process, and what will happen is it will first be punched, because it's already collated. The only thing that needs to be added are these things. So what we've got is the plastic pocket goes in, and this is all collated there. So they add that. They add the front and back covers, which are these two sheets. They then add the plastic front and back covers, but obviously before that, these plastic covers have gone off to be riveted and have the elastic applied in another place. That's another part of the supply chain. Will have these. This will be collated, and then what they'll do is they'll punch it. So punch these holes in it, and then from there, they'll then coil bind it. So they'll put these coil elements on the sides, and then you will end up with your finished planner. Obviously this one is the sample one, so it's not the real elastic. You'll end up with your finished planner, and then from there they're going to add in the bookmark. I'll grab a bookmark and show you. This is one of this year's bookmarks, so it's not the new ones. They're at the process being done at the moment. So they're going to pop a little bookmark in so that you can find your place. So you'll have your little bookmark. This is the new coil, so it's slightly different. So that will go inside your planner. You'll also find a nice little flyer on the top, and then that will all be shrink wrapped in plastic, so it will arrive nice and brand spanking new, so you've got your own personal planner ready to go. So that is, oh yeah, then that gets delivered to me, to fulfillment house. We then pack it in nice shiny envelopes like these. Let me grab an envelope like this. Shiny. They get to go in there. These are for the pre-orders, by the way, and then they get sent off to all of you lovely lot who are pre-ordering. So from there, after that, the rest of the planners will then go on to go to the distribution centre, so at Amazon or wherever we're going to be fulfilling from, and then any orders from there will get sent out direct to customers from there. So that is part of the process that goes into making these things. And obviously, aside from that, we've got the flyers to be printed and designed, we've got the bookmarks to be designed and made, and these are made specially. So as you saw when I clipped it, it didn't quite fit in because this is a new coil pitch to the ones that we've done in 2017 and 16 and 15, because it's a different company and they use a different sized machine. So it's 0.2 of a millimetre difference in this coil and the coil from the 2017 planners. But that 0.2 of a millimetre difference does make all the difference when it comes to fitting the bookmarks in. So we've got a new coil, a new coil pitch. So we've had to move the lugs on the bookmark so it fits in perfectly. We've also shaped the lugs slightly so they're curved. I'll go grab the new bookmark, and here it is. So this is the sample one. So you can see this is just the sample one. And you can see that the lugs are in a slightly different place on both of them, and that is so that it makes sure that it fits in when it's clipped into the book. And you can see we've now got slightly rounded lugs rather than squarer lugs which are just ever so slightly different and just a little bit nicer to use when going into the thing. So these are all just little elements that go into the design side of stuff. Obviously it's been proofread, and there's just so many different things that goes into making one of these little diary planners land on your desk and keep you company for the rest of the year. So I hope you found that interesting. There will be more to come. I'll be doing more, explaining a little bit more about the processes and things that go into making these, and I can't wait for you to get your hands on them. If you're interested in buying one, click in the link below. It's LadiesThatPlan.com/UDP or UltimateDiaryPlanner.com. Both will get you there, and can't wait to share these with you once they start arriving on people's doormats. It's all very exciting. Bye bye.